video games?
Yes, Rex. Video games are a proven coping mechanism, like any hobby. They've been shown to improve hand-eye coordination, problem-solving, social interaction, and self-confidence. And no studies have managed to prove a correlation between video games and violence. Frankly, anyone who thinks games are bad for you is a f***ing idiot.
Hey, whoa, Doc.
No, Rex. Stands for failing to understand our capacity for kindness. It's an acronym. Though I suppose this isn't a game anymore, is it?
Welcome back, everyone. For this month, we'll be checking out Far Cry 3: Blood Dragon. This first-person shooter and standalone expansion was released in 2013 for the PC, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3, published by Ubisoft and developed by Ubisoft Montreal. The game is an over-the-top parody of 80s action films, cartoons, and video games. They even make fun of game mechanics from the previous Far Cry games. Overall, there's not too much to say since there's really not much history to talk about. Go check out my retrospectives on the previous Far Cry games for some quick history. Gameplay is just like Far Cry 3, so go watch that video if you haven't. I still recommend checking out this game, especially if it's on any kind of sale. You'll still have a great time if you liked Far Cry 3 and catching all the culture references throughout the game. As usual, we're going to go through the story, so spoiler warning, what I liked and disliked, and any funny or awkward moments that happened to me during my playthrough. Let's go wait while Ubisoft tries connecting you to Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon servers. Seriously, Ubisoft, you really need to patch this out. We start off with a cutscene from the 80s video games. Nuclear war engulfed the Earth. From the ashes, a new kind of soldier was created. You play as Sergeant Rex Power Colt. He's a new Mark IV cyber commando. He's heading out on a mission with his friend Spider. So the game begins with a turret section. After you get done blasting everything, another cutscene shows Rex and Spider going over the plan, then giving each other a manly high five. I'm sorry if I don't get every reference.
Son of a bitch.
You get a linear tutorial walking you through the basics of the game, but at least the text is sometimes funny to read. You can try and stealth kill everyone in the base, but I got spotted so I had to do it loud. After killing the last guy, Rex asks why they weren't told the soldiers they just killed were part of Omega Force. Briar Patch says they were Omega Force and now Sloan has gone rogue. They need to penetrate the bunker and download the data to find out why. Rex and Spider had served under Sloan and say he would never go rogue. They make this seem like a stealth area, but there's so many enemies that I get spotted right away, and Spider gets killed. I tried this time to be more accurate and take out enemies faster, but I can't tell if my aim is just bad or these weapons suck. I mean, the lasers are cool and all, but it's reminding me of Far Cry 2's weapons taking forever to kill a single enemy. You get to the main controls and get a cutscene. The missile is about to launch and enemies are approaching. Spider needs to hardjack the computer which could kill him. You need to defend Spider, so go do that and fight a couple waves of enemies. Spider fails and gets knocked out. Rex tries to call for evac, but Spider wakes up and tells him what to do. You get to the elevator and another cutscene plays. Rex rides the elevator and stops the missile just in time. The helo is on approach, but gets destroyed and Rex is knocked out. Rex and Spider wake up and we meet Dr. Darling and Sloan. Rex asks why he's gone rogue. Sloan says something about ever since the nuking of Canada and the invasion of Australia, he can't believe the government wants to try and make peace with the Red Menace. Then he kills Spider like he's Bane breaking Batman's spine, and knocks out Rex. Later, Rex wakes up in a cave and talks with Dr. Darling. You hear a noise and Darling tells you it's a blood dragon. They have poor eyesight, so you need to be careful. These things are actually pretty terrifying, since I don't have any weapons and trying to maneuver around them is very tense. Eventually I make it, and now we need to throw a blue cyber heart to lure a blood dragon away. In order to get more blue hearts, you can take them from dead enemies. Darling mentions the shield around this outpost will protect the soldiers from the blood dragons, but it won't protect them from the dragon's laser blasts. So just throw a blue heart at them to attract a blood dragon, and wow, that is scary how easily they can clear an outpost. Make your way inside and get some explosives and a glowing bow and arrows. Now you need to clear out the garrison. The HUD gives you some ideas, but I do the normal way of taking out enemies silently. It takes a while to clear out, but I like this in all the Far Cry games. Give me tools and give me an objective. Maybe design the area in a unique way, but overall let the player decide how they want to complete the objective. Once that's done, you talk with Dr. Darling. She tells you a little bit about the blood dragons and how Sloan drank their blood, which supercharged his cybernetics. Then mentions the rockets are for testing biochemical payloads of the dragon's blood, which means there's a lot more rockets than the one Rex stopped. She doesn't know what Sloan is planning, but it can't be good if he has lots of rockets to launch all over the world. She then offers you a little version of the dragon's blood, but without the side effects. However, Rex says he promised someone special to never do drugs.
Your wife?
No, Lady Liberty. She taught me that winners don't use drugs.
She then tells Rex there are 3 top secret facilities and will give him the coordinates to stop Sloan's operation. Now you get to explore the open world and do whatever content you want. There's some side content like hunting animals or to unlock attachments for your weapons. You need to rescue hostages, take out a high value target, or liberate a garrison. If you know Far Cry games, then you know this is what takes up most of your game time, doing these repetitive missions. Some can be fun while others feel like chores. I start by taking all the garrisons to make travel easier, then did all the side missions to get all the attachments, then collected all the VHS tapes and TVs.
So I collect to unlock and then I get got it.
Then I continued with the main story. You arrive at a giant dam. First you jump down to the bottom. Don't worry, there's no fall damage. You grab some C4000 and need to plant them in specific spots on the dam. So stealth your way around, or go loud, your choice.
Nope, it's not. Doc, it's a no-go on the explosives.
Since that plan didn't work, you need to get to the very top and find this engineer. You need to protect him, but first is an optional stealth section. When all are dead, Sloan does talk with Rex for a bit. Then you move into a new room with more enemies to kill. You get outside and now you need to swim underwater and interact with some buttons, but watch out for sharks. Then protect the engineer again until all enemies are dead. The engineer needs you to punch the reactor, but it kills the engineer.
Benji, no! Doc, I made it. But Benji didn't.
I'm sorry, Rex. He was a good man.
No, Doc. He was a real American hero.
Next main objective is Hauser Labs, where most of the Blood Dragon research is held, and a nursery for raising more of them. You make your way inside and Darling tells you Sloan has put a special helmet on the Blood Dragons to prevent them from attacking his cyber soldiers, so you'll just need to destroy the helmet prototypes. There's lots of enemies, so it's best to take them out with stealth, but you can go loud if you want. Then you make your way to the nursery and burn the eggs. This was very tense, running from one group of eggs and torching them before a blood dragon shows up to attack me. After many running around destroying eggs, eventually the base starts to blow up. You make your way to the elevator, but it doesn't work. So you need to fight one of the blood dragon mothers. It's a pretty simple boss fight, running back and forth between cover to avoid her laser. Eventually there's a vehicle with a turret to finish her off. And you ride the elevator, so it's kind of a turret section. Then you drive away and escape into a cutscene. I really do like these cutscenes. They did a great job with them. The next mission is to stop Sloan's factory of bioweapons being created by Dr. Carlisle. First thing is to take out the small outpost with a glider. Then glide your way into the facility. Dr. Darling says the bioweapons were for trying to beat the Russians and hoped the dragon's blood could bolster the US forces, but they discovered it turns normal people into savages. You fly through and can't shoot back, which is really annoying. After landing, take out some guards and open up the hangar doors. Lots of guards are around, so I open up the cage and let the tiger deal with them. Make your way inside for a superhero landing. It's another stealth area, so slowly take out each guard. You need to hold off the enemies until the timer ends. Then as you get closer to Dr. Carlisle, he gives a reference to The Walking Dead.
Be careful, Sergeant Colt. One wrong shot and you'll unleash my creations. The running dead.
Eventually you make it to the gravity elevator to propel you upward. Fight 2 blood dragons and aim for their weak points. Then you hear Dr. Carlisle dying because his 8-bit hardware wasn't strong enough for the AI to comply with his needs. So he dies. I then ran around the entire map and collected all the collectibles. When you're ready, head to the last mission on your map. As you approach the area, Dr. Darling says it's a door that only opens for the worthy. The area inside supercharges dragon blood.
Test your might.
It gives you a warning at least. So I head inside and it's a horde-style area. You get a weapon to use and take out the enemies. Then move to the next area and get a new weapon to kill the running dead with. It is pretty fun. You get overwhelmed, so you need to run around, which reminds me a lot of Call of Duty's Nazi zombies. Eventually you get a minigun and just mow down enemies. Then collect your prize. A cutscene plays of Rex getting the Kill Star. He heads back to Darling's lab, but he's having a hard time using the Kill Star. It heats up too much, so he needs to train his body to control it. So just like most 80s movies, we get a training montage with 80s style music. Then Darling and Rex hook up for a night.
I want to be blinded with your cyber love.
The next morning, Darling is missing and a disc was left. Rex plays the recording and apparently Darling was captured during the night. She says he can now access the high security bunker compound.
And Rex, don't do it for me. Do it for world peace.
For this final part, you only get one weapon. It takes a little bit of your health, so make sure to use it in short bursts. It's a pretty powerful laser beam. Sloan contacts you for some dialogue, but I continue taking out more enemies, even taking out a few blood dragons.
Oh boy.
What the hell is this?
I am the Battle Armor Dragon Assault Strike System. Your kill star controls my brain cage, instructing me that you are my rider.
Hello, gorgeous.
I'm equipped with a hydraulically powered Terror 4000 cannon and titanium trauma plates.
I think I'll take you out for a spin.
It's basically an on-rails turret section. Pretty anticlimactic for a finale, but gameplay-wise, it's still pretty cool. Lots of explosions, an 80s style song playing, and plenty of one-liners.
Guess I blew my load.
At the end, you blow up some rockets and helicopters until a cutscene plays of Sloan taking out the Battle Armored Dragon Assault System. They talk for a bit, and Rex tries to fire his Kill Star, but it won't kill Sloan, because Sloan gave Rex some of his DNA.
I gave you my memories, my experiences, my childhood.
No! Rex.
I programmed you. I made you. I am your father. No! Lights out, Rex. No. Lights on.
Dr. Darling shows up and asks what is going to happen now. She set everything to explode so it all gets destroyed. They push the button and watch it all blow up. But then we see Dr. Darling has purple eyes? What could it mean? Cut to credits. In conclusion, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is still a decent game. It feels like a watered-down version of Far Cry 3. However, I think I remember getting this game for free from Ubisoft at a sale or an event. So I would recommend giving this a try if you happen to see it on sale for a couple bucks. While the game is short, playing through this over-the-top 80s parody is still actually pretty fun, and I think it's at least worth one playthrough. There was only so many references I understood, so I wonder how many more went over my head.
You have 20 seconds to comply.
Next month is a Star Wars game, or two, I haven't decided. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to help grow my channel, and comment below on what you thought. Please check out my other content, and check for the Spotify link in the description for the Time Pals podcast that I'm a part of. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.